Another brick fan with a Star Wars polybag. This is X-Wing Starfighter. This is set 30654, was released in January 2023. It has 87 pieces, no minifigures, and cost about $5 when it was released. The nice thing to note about this set is it is a Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary set. So that's nice. We have gotten many polybags with X-Wing fighters. I know they did a Poe Dameron one that I've reviewed in the past, as well as others of this classic kind of rogue squadron X-Wing fighter with the white and red. Let's go ahead and get this X-Wing built and then take a look at the finished ship. Here is the finished X-Wing fighter, and as you can see, it's quite large, especially for a polybag model. So I like the way that they made such a substantial version of the X-Wing. There are a couple of these silver studs, most likely to represent the droid, the astromech droid, right, that sits right behind the cockpit. It's done with these smoke color or trans black pieces here. A very long nose here, and I like how they did it smoothly with the slope pieces, both a regular one and an inverted one, to create that. There's the red striping, of course, and the red highlights. The wings can be folded out in regular, like cruising position, I guess, and then attack position. The X-foils can be moved out like this. They're just using these regular kind of barrel or cone pieces, these regular column type pieces here for the engine intakes, and then lightsaber hilts as the engines here in the back. The weapons or blasters on the four sides are represented by these, I think they call these antenna pieces. Once again, with a clipped on with a lightsaber hilt as the mechanism for attaching it. Underneath, it's attached in a couple different ways with this ball joint, a friction joint here, or this ball joint here, and then another stud up top to kind of hold it in place. These, if you watch during the build, the X-foils are actually built on two different separate things. You can see the separation there. So this one they're built the same, but they're inverted from each other in order to create that look. Overall, I think it's a very nice X-Wing fighter. I like the way it's all put together. It is in a strong enough, so this is done with pins to keep those together so that there's enough friction there to keep the wings wide, and it'll actually sit up like this, which I think looks really good. As I mentioned, this seems a little bigger than the other polybag versions of the X-Wing that we've seen in the past. Certainly get a lot of pieces, so there's a very good value from a piece count perspective. And there are some nice pieces in here. You get a couple of silver studs, which are always good to get the metallic silver pieces in Lego. Lots of lightsaber hilts and other pieces as well. So overall, a really nice representation of Luke's X-Wing fighter. This is from 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, so definitely a representation of Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this polybag set. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to see more of my LEGO reviews. I've left a link to my Star Wars and polybag review playlists up here on the screen.